G'day and welcome. This session is on market research. What is market research and why do you need to do it? Essentially, market research is finding out as much information as possible to help you with decision-making processes in your business. Why would you want to know that? Well, in some cases it would appear very obvious, but other cases maybe not so obvious. We typically find in the Business Enterprise Centre those people that intimately have an understanding of their product, their competitors' products, their industry, and the bigger context of where their industries fit, are able to make a lot clearer decisions and not waste so many resources in getting to an effective endpoint in their business. With your market research, there's two main types that you can take advantage of. One is qualitative research, which is basically based around consumer sentiment towards your product. So, what do people think of your product? Do they like it? Do they dislike it? What do they like? What don't they like? Is it good? Is it bad? What are the perceptions of your brand? Is it a trusted brand? Is it well liked? Do people think it may be a cheap brand? It lacks some integrity? These are all critical things to understand and all part of qualitative research. The other form of research is quantitative research. And as the name suggests, it's more based around facts and numbers. For example, if your product is ideally suited to a demographic that is 15 to 25 years old, then you would want to be positioned well with retail partners who have a similar demographic for that product so that you can get maximum impact with your marketing. Typical resources for quantitative market research include things like the Australian Bureau of Statistics website, which is absolutely chock-a-block packed full of almost everything conceivable. And where that data comes from is the census, which comes out every 3 years. So it's basically the largest survey in Australia, surveying everything that you could possibly think. So household, how much money comes into your household, how many kids you have, how many hours you work, what your hobbies are, what religious faith someone may be or a particular group, everything imaginable. This is where this data comes from. Then you have other sources of data like local government associations and councils, which have very specific data capturing abilities for their areas. For example, you may be interested to find out where the largest amount of manufacturers are in that council area if you were selling an industrial product, so that you could target market your needs. Other great sources of information would include industry associations, because they're typically surveying their members about things that are critical to them, how their industry is performing, are profits up or down across the board, have costs gone up or down, really important stuff to know. And then you've got private data firms like IBIS, for example, which offer an absolute wealth of decision-making information. Very, very important when you're looking in the bigger context of your decision-making. So what you want to do is you really want to bolt these two, both qualitative and quantitative data and information sources together to give you a really strong platform from which to make your decisions on. Other types of market research and things that you can do very, very cost effectively. Obviously the internet is a huge resource these days, and it's exactly what you're doing at the moment, looking for market research on market research. The internet is a huge plethora of information. The only thing that needs to be said about the internet is obviously some sources are very reliable, such as IBIS, ABS, local government, and some other data you may just want to filter to make sure that it's from a credible source. Other great things you can do to capture market research are focus groups. So these might be testing in terms of, they may not be your customers, but you may be looking to go into a new market. So this is where you can go in and get a group of people around a table who you think may be in the target market and get their brutal, honest opinion about how something is. This type of feedback from a qualitative perspective can be a real eye-opener, and a lot of businesses are quite shocked by the perception of how their product really sits. Another really good tool is obviously customer surveys of your own customers. This could be over the phone or face-to-face. What we suggest to a lot of our customers, because they say we don't know where to get feedback on our product, is go to your existing customers. They already have a relationship with you and they trust you. And if you give them feedback as to why you're actually looking to do this, most of them will be very honest and helpful in terms of helping you find out where your product sits. Analysing past customer lists and sales data is really, really important. Often we run our businesses for 10, 20 years, and if we'd analysed some of this data, we would have seen some very glaring facts. The products that we may in fact love the most ourselves from what we sell could be our worst performing sales lines, and we're not even aware of it because we've never analysed the data. So you need to do market research on this. And also, is this trend right across the industry? And it's a typical thing that we find. So using some of those things for domestic markets, really great tools. Because of the technology that's available, especially through the internet, a lot faster than in the old days and a lot more affordable. There's really no excuse for not having some level of market research in terms of your decision making. If you're looking to go into export markets, we have the Exporters Club here at the Business Enterprise Centre, an absolute wealth of information in terms of overseas exports, and you obviously also have Austrade, and Austrade has a large network across the world of people in the market, so whichever market you're looking to go into, there's readily available cost-effective data to help you make strong decision making a lot more easier than it used to be. So market research, there's plenty of it out there, really helps you with your decision making. Get into it. See you next time.